Come on, Wes, you gotta do this.
Okay, you beat the game. You unlocked all the achievements and all the characters. Even beat the game on all the difficulties. Now what? Unfortunately, we have to wait for DLC. But you're in luck. There's definitely going to be DLC in Streets of Rage 4. It was announced by the developers of the game a few months ago. There's actually a Reddit post I'll put in the link in the description below about exactly when, actually not when they're going to put DLC, but that there definitely going to be DLC in the future. Today, the topic of the discussion will be my wish list for the DLC to come for Streets of Rage 4. Okay, number one, I feel that they should have a boss multiplier. I've seen the boss multiplier in Streets of Rage 1 and I believe Streets of Rage Remake. What the boss multiplier is that however many players played the game, that's how many bosses would appear at the end of each level. So in Streets of Rage 4, if 4 players play the game, then at the end of, let's just say for example, stage 1, there'll be 4 divas. I think that'll be mad funny. That'll be really funny if you see people streaming a 4-player Streets of Rage game and they have to play against 4 divas or 4 commissioners or 4 Estelles or just 4 Maxes. That'll be straight pandemonium, man. Number 2, starving mode. Starving mode will be in the same area where you can adjust the aesthetic looks of your food. Starving mode will consist of, you'll be able to set it to 4 different types of things. One of them will be you can only get turkey or fruit at the end of the stage where you fight the boss, or only get apples throughout the whole level, or no turkeys at the boss, or no food at all. No food, no turkey or apples, period. No food at all you'll get in the whole entire level. I think that would be kind of interesting to add to the game, incorporate in the DLC pack, along with you putting, if someone wants to be bossy and turn on the boss multiplier mode. That would be real crazy to watch on stream. I think they really should add that in. I know everybody at home thinking the same thing. Bring back Rue. I get they wanted to pay homage and make an Easter egg out of him, showing him in the game. But come on. This guy's randomly at a bar, washing cups, mad random. Like, come on. Who in their right mind would even go to that bar? Mind you, he has boxing gloves on. You know you can't wash no damn dishes with no boxing gloves. They could have possibly just had him in a cutscene and he came out of nowhere and help the team during a mini boss fight, and then he just dipped. Or show a painting of him in a museum or graffiti image of him in the sewer stage, I think it's stage 4 or 5. Like, they could have done something with him. If they're going to just show him an image of him, then he deserves at least to be a DLC character. And add him, and then when you add him in the DLC, like have a side quest with him in it. Like, you guys help him, or rather you help him in this quest to free other kangaroos that have been enslaved or something like that. And the ringleader is his old master's Bruce. Like, his old master was Bruce. So the ringleader of the person who's enslaving all of his kangaroo people would be the person you would go after. They could have did something crazy like that, but come on. You put him inside of a bar, washing dishes? Come on, man. Y'all could have did better than that. Mind you, this guy got, like I said, once again, dude has boxing gloves. Like, so to me, it seemed like they just ran out of ideas and just threw him inside of that. That just made no sense to me. But moving on. Number 4, survival mode. Survival mode will consist of players having to play through all Streets of Rage games, all 4 Streets of Rage games. And what I think would be dope is if the developers just allow people to pick whatever order they wanted. So a person could pick Streets of Rage 1, 3, 4, then 2, or 4, 2, 3, and 1. Whatever order they want to choose. I think that would be dope. And they got to beat it all in one seating. Not like story mode. Story mode, you could kind of beat one stage and then the game saves the stage you beat, and then you can go back and then go to stage 2. No, you got to beat this all in one seating. That's it. And also the way lives work, it's kind of like arcade mode. They only start you out with 2 lives, and then in order to earn more lives, you got to get like 30,000 points to get more lives. And that's really about it. So I think this mode would be dope for developers to add for sure. Number 5, Boss Rush. I think Boss Rush should be updated with things like probably adding a starving mode to it, to where you could kind of adjust the food distribution. So you could probably do something like take away the food to Boss Rush. So you just to kind of add the challenge to see who actually could beat Boss Rush with no food. It would be cool to add that in there. Also, I don't think anybody noticed this, but I think without me even making this request, I think the developers are going to add stuff to Boss Rush anyway, because after you beat Boss Rush and you beat the last boss, you'll see it says stage 1 clear. I don't know what that indicates or what the developers are implying. Maybe they're saying that there's probably going to be more stages to Boss Rush. So I'm assuming possibly they're going to add more bosses to Boss Rush. Maybe new bosses entirely, or what they could do is just add the bosses from Streets of Rage 1, 2, or 3. So stage 2 of Boss Rush could be maybe Streets of Rage 2 bosses, Streets of Rage 3 bosses, or Streets of Rage 1 bosses. So, I mean, that's just a little idea I'm throwing at the developers if they haven't thought about that already. So that would be dope if they actually updated Boss Rush and add the things I just requested. Number 6, True Mania. What True Mania is just having Streets of Rage 2 Mania and Streets of Rage 4. Streets of Rage 4 Mania is cool, but I don't think it's as hard as Streets of Rage 2 Mania. Streets of Rage 2 Mania, the enemies came out in drones. Like, there was a whole bunch of enemies. The enemies had more life, and enemies, they actually attacked a lot faster. I think if they tweaked Mania and Streets of Rage 4 and made it like Streets of Rage 2, or just make another Mania called True Mania to have people reminisce on Streets of Rage 2 Mania, that would be dope. I think they should just add that in there and call it a day. Number 7, Boss Bonanza. Boss Bonanza would be a mode that will replace enemies with bosses. So, for example, on stage 1, you know how you fight Garcias in the beginning? Well, there won't be any Garcias. There'll be just divas and probably mini bosses too. It'll be divas and Kubos with the pipes. So Boss Bonanza would just consist of mini bosses and regular bosses, and that'll be it, replacing enemies throughout the whole level with the same health bars as they would have when you fight them at the ending of stage. I think that would be really ridiculous, and people want to pull their hairs out, but in its entirety, it'll still be fun and challenging for people who are diehard fans of Streets of Rage. Number 8. This is kind of number 8. This request is more so like I guess you want to call like I want to call the Streets of Rage 3 pack. What that means is in Streets of Rage 3, you have the ability, or rather they should add more abilities to the characters in Streets of Rage 3, or just bring their abilities back that they had with their items, because it's lacking in this game. Each character has maybe 1 or 2 of their weapon abilities, not all of them. So for example, Skate, he's only able to do what me and my friends would like to call the Superman with the knives, but he's not able to use the bat or pipe, so that where he puts in the floor and spins and clearing out the whole room in Street like he did in Streets of Rage 3. They took that away in this game, so I think that would be cool if they added, or rather brought that back into this game from Streets of Rage 3. Also, another thing they had in Streets of Rage 3 was giving enemies the ability to eat food and to regenerate their health. I think in this game, they should add that back in. Not only allowing regular enemies, but also bosses to regenerate their health by picking up the food in the stage. I think that add more dynamics and also force players to be more aware of their surroundings while they're fighting, causing way more challenges in the game and obviously way more frustration. It'll be dope to see that, and just to see how players interact with the game, how frustrated they become, and just say crazy things online about that feature. Finally, of course, DLC characters I would have mentioned are Skate, Rue, Max, and Dr. Zan. Those are generic requests, which is why I really didn't talk about them. But what I will say is that buddies of mine from major players have this dope skate campaign everyone should check out and support. I left the information in the description below. The campaign's goal is to reach the developers of the game to incorporate the ideas of up-to-date skate and Street Race 4. So to the developers, please take in consideration the ideas that are presented today. It'd be awesome if you incorporated at least one or two of my ideas. With that being said, take care, everyone. Later.